Following breaking economic news this morning showing nearly 1 million fewer jobs were created between April 2024 and March of this year, following revisions from the Bureau of Labor and Statistics. Now, the White House responding in part, quote, Biden's economy was a disaster.
I see the biggest revision we've had. I go back 25 years here. This may be the biggest revision ever, Sarah. Minus 911,000 payroll growth from April of 2024 through March of 2025 is 911,000 less than previously reported.
What's up, everybody? It's the Gore Report checking in. As you can see, Joe Biden is well on his way to becoming the worst president of the United States, the worst president we've ever had. So, as you can see from the clips, a couple of clips from before, we had 911 jobs revised downward. Now, let me tell you the impact of this. First of all, we had 818,000 jobs that were revised from April 2023 to March of 2024. 818,000 jobs were revised. And now, news just dropped yesterday that we had 911,000 jobs revised from last year, April, to this year, March. So in total, that's about 1.7 million jobs that were fake, that Joe Biden and his staff took credit for. And so what's really, really disheartening about all of this is that Jerome Powell, the chairman of the Federal Reserve, is in charge of setting interest rates. Jerome Powell has said himself that he's worried about inflation, right? Well, there's two reasons why he didn't cut interest rates to help out average Americans with their mortgages and their auto loans. He didn't cut rates this year, even though other countries have, because he's scared of inflation, one, and two, the employment numbers are too strong, right? So he was not going to cut rates unless the employment market cracks. Now look what happened. We had 1.7 million fake jobs. So if the correct numbers had been reported from the beginning, we would have already had interest rate cuts. We would have already had interest rate cuts from February. So right now, the Fed is behind the curve. Now, why is this really, really important? Because we are behind in interest rates, there's a good chance that the economy could very well possibly see a recession. And this is why you see an increase in the unemployment rate. This is why you see the economy slowing down a little bit, is because the economy needed interest rate cuts from previous, right? So now we're behind the curve, and we're going to have a bunch of interest rate cuts. The next meeting is next week. So we're probably going to see a 25 basis point cut. There's talk about a 50 basis point cut because we're behind. Who knows what's going to happen? But this just goes to show that Donald Trump was right. Donald Trump was making a big stink about Jerome Powell not cutting rates. He's been saying from the beginning of the year, since he took office, Jerome Powell needs to cut rates. This is another case where Trump is right, and people can't deny that. And come to find out that these jobs were fake. So what this does is this puts Trump in a good light, and it also puts Joe Biden in a bad light. You know, it's amazing that we're still talking about Joe Biden. And, you know, just think about it. Prostate cancer, skin cancer, possible dementia, inflation is transitory. We're not going to have any inflation. To I got the greatest economy and I'm adding the most jobs, and find out that we have all these revisions. To plethora of things. To his son smoking crack in the White House. To Afghanistan pullout. To Russia, Ukraine. There's a lot going on here. To the auto pen. Just think about the amount of controversy that has come out of these last 4 years. You know, and it's amazing that this country got through 4 years of Joe Biden and 4 years of Jerome Powell, probably the worst Fed chairman of my lifetime, in charge of the economy. So the good thing is that Joe Biden's gone and Jerome Powell will be gone in May. And May can't come here quick enough. But right now, the economy is in a precarious situation, precarious position. We should have gotten rate cuts early in the year. We didn't get those rate cuts. Now we're going to get them. So it'll be interesting to see how these next 3 months play out. And also, what is Jerome Powell going to say next week? Because he has egg on his face for making a mistake and pretty much making Trump look like he knows what he's talking about. Trump was right again. So, things to ponder. Go report, checking out